Okay, so raise your hand if you or anyone you know has ever seen or experienced a UFO. Oh, okay. Small number. Okay, so in this speech, I'll actually inform you of the 4 different kinds of alien encounters. And okay, yeah, that's it. So the first I will talk about is a sighting. And the second, I will talk about the physical evidence that comes along with a sighting. Thirdly, I will talk about a close encounter. And fourth, the most interesting, I will talk about alien abductions. So I'm credible to talk about this because of my interest in the topic and because I've done extensive research. So first, a sighting occurs when a group of people, either observe or take photos of a UFO in the sky. Now, one of the most common sightings, according to Jason Apuzzo of the Huffington Post, occurred nearly on this day. It was actually February 25th in 1942, and it is called the Battle of Los Angeles. Now, this was based, or a Hollywood movie was based upon this event, but the actual event was a UFO was spotted over the city of Los Angeles, and shortly after, military were called on the spot and actually fired on the UFO. So it wasn't necessarily a battle, but that's what they called it because the military fired upon it. And actually, onlookers said that they saw the sparks of the battle shots going around a supposed shield, which was on the alien spacecraft. So afterwards, it's very common for the military to have conflicting stories on things like this, and they actually deem this a weather balloon. So now that I've talked about alien sightings, I'll now talk about the physical evidence or things that occur during an alien sighting. So on July 12, 1952, a series of UFO sightings occurred over Washington, D.C. And according to the Washington National Airport, 7 unidentified flying objects occurred on radar. And this was backed up by the stories of civilians and other military personnel. And after an event of this nature, it's not uncommon for the FBI or the CIA to show up to an event like this and debrief the people who have recorded this sort of anomaly and sort of debunked it and just said that it was due to a mishap. But it's actually the people there and the professionals on site say that it's not an anomaly and that the equipment was working properly. So now that I've talked about the second kind, I'll talk about the third kind, which is a close encounter. And it's also called contact. So according to the former Canadian Defense Prime Minister, Paul Hellyer, at least 4 alien species have been visiting the Earth for thousands of years. And as you can see, I kind of put in Egyptian hieroglyphics to kind of back up his statement, because there's been hieroglyphics of different sorts of alien crafts that, dated back in history. So it's not really a new thing for people to have this sort of contact. So the third kind contact is actually when someone comes into close encounters with an alien, either sees the alien or sees them inside of the craft. And this usually happens in backwoods somewhere. So now that I've discussed the third kind, I'll now talk about the fourth and most interesting kind, abductions. So the fourth kind, if any of you have heard that title before, they based upon a Hollywood movie, and it was kind of in myth because it wasn't necessarily true. And the reports of the 24 missing people in Anchorage, Alaska from 1960 to 2004, according to Huffington Post, was the FBI deemed it explainable and logical causes because of the harsh winters and due to alcohol. So in conclusion, the purpose of this speech was to inform you about the 4 different kinds of alien encounters. First, I talked about sightings. Second, I talked about the physical evidence of the sightings. And third, I talked about close encounters. And fourth, I talked about abductions. So I'd like to end with a little story of my own. So my choir teacher, actually in high school, his uncle worked for Area 51, and in this area he said that he can't tell anybody what he's seen there. He just said you wouldn't physically believe the things that he's seen. Thank you.